Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Cindy.
Together, we're the Biddy Buddies. We're in Winter Park, Florida today, which is just north of Orlando. We're going to show you 5 things to do in Winter Park.
Winter Park is a suburb of Orlando. You can get to it off of I-4 or the 417.
Our first stop in Winter Park is the farmer's market. They used to have it at the old railroad stop depot in Winter Park off New England Avenue. I think since COVID happened, they decided they needed to have everybody get tents, and they have it in this one park. So bring a cooler wherever you go, because if you're going out on a Saturday or Sunday, you'll always try. In some of these smaller towns, you'll find a lot of farmers markets.
Right.
And
we find fish dip everywhere.
Right.
And
yeah.
want to have it.
So if you have a cooler and you don't use it, that's fine. But if you don't have a cooler and you get to a farmer's market and there's so much beautiful produce or something that needs to be refrigerated, then you're going to say, oh, I wish I had brought the cooler.
And bring a bag.
Yeah, just try to bring a cooler every time. Throw it in the back of the car with a couple of ice packs, and you'll be set to go if you see a farmer's market.
And there are always grocery stores where you can go get one of those insulated bags. If you're traveling like you're on vacation, just get an insulated bag that takes up no extra space.
It'll save you a lot of angst.
Hopefully. Have just a little social comment here. We've been to several farmers markets in Central Florida, and this one is, the tents are actually all spaced apart, and in times of, a pandemic, that's a thing. We're super impressed that most people are wearing their masks outside, and I love all the plants that they have available here. I'll walk out to the center and do a little pan so you can see it. Or I'll do it right here. I love the stands with all the plants. There are several of them in here.
Number 2 on our list is Park Avenue. You can find everything and anything you might need on Park Avenue. There's shopping, coffee shops, bakeries, a big variety of boutiques and shops, art galleries, and of course restaurants and eateries. There's also a museum that will probably be included on our next trip to Winter Park. Central Park runs alongside Park Avenue. It's a city park with fountains and a lovely rose garden and some sculptures. part of the plentiful shopping in downtown Winter Park.
Lots of apparel stores. Less kitschy stuff like we've seen in some of our other videos. You know, there's a lot of souvenir shops. That's not really what Winter Park is. It's more a boutique kind of shopping experience. One of our 5 things to do in Winter Park is going for Turkish cuisine, which neither one of us have ever had. We're going to a place called Bosphorus.
Yeah.
Comes highly recommended. Cool. And peek in at the bar. So we have never had Turkish food before.
Okay.
It just came highly recommended.
Definitely.
So,
Well, let's start first. Turkish food is Mediterranean. It's the end of the year. Mediterranean umbrella.
okay.
Rule of thumb, you're gonna start with bread. It's called a lavash bread. And then I highly recommend get some cold dips with it. So from my experience, if you never tried it before, try the sample.
Is there some kind of traditional shot
You do.
you could recommend?
It's called the raka. So the raka is similar to ouzo.
I love ouzo. You're gonna hate it.
It's a licorice.
You have to do it.
It's a licorice. It's a licorice. So in this case, do what we call the flights. Raka flights.
Oh, there's a flight.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
I've
could
had. Okay.
You could do 2 and 2. 2 each. Little one, nothing. Like a 3/4 of
I'm
nuts.
fine.
Do you want to do the flight?
Let's do a
Okay.
flight, yeah.
A couple of ice cubes. No problem too. Let me go and give you a spoon.
Okay.
A couple of them there. That's classic. One more. And then add some more water. So as more you use water, the color's going to change. But I can hold it just hold it to the top. And then just do the same thing. Sip on it slowly. Welcome to.
Cheers, Biddy Buddies.
We are recording. Cheers. It smells good to me. Tastes like a black jelly bean.
Yeah. This one is not as potent, so it's
I think that's really good. Yeah, that's great.
The black label and the classic.
I would like to get a Turkish peach martini.
Which was heating up, so that's good.
I'm just drinking all that.
Gotcha. I'll
I
go
won't
to
drink this one, but I would like the Turkish.
Sounds great. I'll go and put that in right away.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No,
I
no.
just want to drink something that I like.
It's fine. You don't have to be unhappy. It's fine.
That's very easy. Chickpeas puree with lemon juice, a little berry, and then we have also garlic and tahini. This one here is going to be sauteed eggplants. It's a regular eggplant.
So is it baba ganoush?
Baba ganoush would be actually just this one.
Oh.
Baba ganoush is pureed. It's almost like the hummus. It has tahini and yogurt. This one is just pure eggplants. Just fried first and then sauteed in tomato sauce with onion and bell pepper.
Okay.
It's made to salsa. It's a Turkish salsa. So imagine you have a salsa, except it's not too spicy. It's also a little bit. There is some jalapeno, but also we add.
I love a Florida rain. I don't love that it's ruining our plans. When I first moved here, my son, I was living with him, but he had gone on tour with the drum corps. And I sent him a video and said, holy cow, look at this rain. And he said, yeah, Mom, that's just how it rains here. Number 3 on our list of things to do is to take a drive along the residential streets. They are very often still the original red brick lined with live oaks, and you will see million-dollar and multi-million-dollar houses in these gorgeous neighborhoods. Also, keep an eye out for wild peacocks. standing on a bridge in Winter Park, driving around a very beautiful neighborhood. There are boats on these canals, and it's a chain of lakes, so the canals will take you out to the chain of lakes. And the boat tour takes you through these canals. Here's an opening to one of the lakes. And there are people along the canals who have boathouses, and you can actually take a regular sized boat down the canal and out to the lake. Turns out that the weather has cleared up enough that they are doing the tours now. So we get to go out on the scenic boat tour, which means you get to go out on the scenic boat tour.
By the way, if you like the trip, I'm Tom. If you don't like it, Robert, or whatever you want to call me. And it's so much more fun if you ask questions, so don't be shy about that. But let's get the show on the road and try to stay dry out here. Yeah, I mentioned we're going to be on 3 lakes, so we do use canals to go from one to the other. The lakes were natural. These canals that join them were originally just little streams connecting the lakes. In the 1870s, which was before Winter Park, they started cutting down the pine trees around the lakes. And the lumberjacks that cut them down also hand dug these canals to float those trees to a sawmill that used to be on the next lake. So the canals have been here for about 150 years. There's some bananas in this banana tree right there, if you're not used to seeing them on trees. here to the right, a pretty historic place. It's called the Winter Park Scenic Boat Tour. So I know, you look pretty familiar. You know, for Florida, the boat tour is pretty historic. They started this in 1938, so 83 years they've done it every day, except Christmas Day and bad weather. So we are considered to be the oldest continuously run tourist attraction in Florida. I'm not the original driver, just look like it. But you guys have been wonderful. You know, thank you so much for doing this. I'm glad the weather worked out. You know, such an unusual time for everybody, but I just feel personally like being outside in fresh air is a good place to be right now. So thank you for doing this, folks, but please come back. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
The child is sitting next to
I don't want to go. We finished up our day in Winter Park. 5 spots for a great day out. We thought we'd give you the wrap up.
So 5 things to do in Winter Park. We'll just talk about aching feet, the 5 things that we did. Pretty low aching foot because they were driving around and eating and riding a boat. So low aching feet, I'd say 1.
Yeah, I'd say about a 2 if you're going to do more shopping than we did.
Right.
We didn't really do the full range. We drove part of the way because it was raining. And then, so if you're going to do the whole street, it's a little bit higher.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cost.
Winter Park is a little bit on the high end of the median range in Florida.
Boat ride, very inexpensive,
Right.
completely affordable. It was only $7 with
And
tax.
we did price the museum, and that was very reasonable at $6. Meals, places to eat are generally a little bit pricier than
And the
fast food or anything
shopping
like that.
is more expensive there
Yeah,
too.
if you're
so.
going to do any kind of shopping, you're going to spend some money, some kind of money. So it's kind of a mixed bag. You don't have to do shopping, but you can do some of the smaller things, and the driving, of course, is totally free.
Right, driving around and looking at those beautiful neighborhoods, 100%
Yeah.
free, unless you get a ticket. Don't get a ticket.
So the price, I mean, I would say it's still on the low side because you choose whether you want to spend some more money or not. But you can get off pretty cheap if you want to, if you decide not to. Those birds were
The birds
piss us off
might have just
because
ruined the shot.
We haven't
don't
had
know.
a great enough day.
At any rate,
Safety factor.
completely safe. It's a very posh neighborhood,
Yes.
so there's nothing that I think you should be afraid of for any reason there. Highly rated for things to do in a place that's very close to downtown Orlando. It's just north of the city. Lots of things to do. I would wager that there will be 5 more things to do in Winter
Right.
Park at a future date. So highly worth it to
It's
me.
definitely worth a drive in especially if you live like in the general area. But even if you don't, if you want a little day out with family or friends or even a date day, it's a nice destination spot. So
Lots of Florida history, lots of museums in Winter Park. Not that they are there is a Winter Park Historical
Right.
Museum, but there are lots of art museums.
well, even on the boat trip, the guy was giving a lot of history of some of the buildings that were built on the lakes and some of the older hotels. So it's old Florida history, which is pretty fascinating
Which is
to me
neat.
since I was born here and
Yeah, I
you
think
since
it's
you're a
neat.
newbie here. So we definitely recommend you going out to Winter Park whenever you can. So please
Like,
and subscribe.
follow us on Instagram at Biddy Buddies.
We appreciate you watching us.
Thanks for watching. Get up and go.
Don't forget to do it before it's too late.
It's never, well,
Sometimes it is too late.
sometimes it's too late, so that's why I stopped talking. Sometimes that ship has sailed.
So don't forget to get up off your couch, go do it before it's too late.
Get up and go.
Yeah. And now's a good time to do it. Just like these people
Everybody around us, they're going.
going.
So are we.
Go. See ya. What just fell?
Was it like poopy? Because it was a lot of poopy. It was like
Probably
a splat. Okay.
All right.